So hi, this is Basil of Tech Sparks. I have with me today Woody Sears, the co-founder of Zuuka, the largest publisher for children's book on mobile and tablet. Woody, it's great to have you today.
All right, thanks for having me.
So let's dive into some questions. We'll talk about your company and how did you go about creating your company?
Yeah, it really was started out to scratch our own itch. We had children when the iPhone first came out. My child was 2 at the time, and my partner had a 2-year-old as well. And we were early adopters of the technology, and the kids really gravitated to the touch screen. And the only content you could get on there were either games or videos, and we wanted to be able to offer something that had more of an educational slant to it. And our kids love books, and we love books in our house, so we started taking some independent titles and making them available on the iPhone. And it was really a night and weekend type operation in the beginning, and then it grew to something much bigger.
So tell us about the merger with the German partner. How did it go about, and what sort of aftermath did you see after the merger?
Yeah, so we merged with Zuuka GMBH in June of this year, and it was really a great opportunity for us to expand our international footprint. We were primarily just doing English and focused on the American market, and we saw a lot of growth in both Europe and the rest of the world. So they had a rich history with both children's applications as well as localization services for over 40 languages. They've done audio ebooks, and they really brought a great sense of design and animation in-house to our operation, where we were more focused on the software side of things here in the U.S.
Tell us about the deals that you have in place with the largest publishers and the largest entertainment companies. How did you secure those deals?
Yeah, so we were actually very fortunate. We had a first mover advantage, I believe. With the iPhone, we were the first to create a library of children's books for kids. And so DreamWorks actually called us and said, "We love your guys' platform, we love your brand and what you're doing with it. Would you be interested in one of our movie storybooks?" And we jumped on the opportunity, and we launched the first ever digital movie storybook with How to Train Your Dragon in April last year.
Can you tell us about the app that you mentioned about Kuwait, a little bit involved?
Oh yeah. So we have some entertainment apps. They're not storybooks. They're basically characters who you can interact with by touch and voice. They'll repeat what you say, and we did it for the Smurfs. So this is the first time that there's ever been a interactive character based on a branded character. It's been done with characters people don't know, but never before the Smurfs, and been phenomenally successful. Kuwait is the #1 app overall in the App Store, #1 entertainment app for several weeks. So it's exciting to see some of that growth in the Arab nations, but also really phenomenally popular in Lebanon.
It's phenomenal. So talk about monetization models. I know that you guys have paid apps. Do you see a challenge with the freemium model when it comes to this demographic?
Yeah, it's a big challenge because there's a lot of concerns with advertising and kids. We've done some sponsored books. They don't have banners in them like it's a traditional advertising model, but just a splash page at the beginning of the book, sponsored by Yoplait Yogurt. But what we're starting now is doing some free reader apps, and you get one book included, and then we'll have a series, and you can purchase subsequent titles for the full price with the in-app purchase. So I think that's the best way we see right now to get a large audience and give them the ability to get more content that they like what they see.
So audience-wise, what's your biggest market, and where do you see the biggest opportunities when it comes to pretty much all over?
Yeah, the biggest market is certainly U.S. for us, over 60% of our business, and English is the first language, but we see great opportunities in Korea, Spanish, Latin American Spanish, so all through Central America, as well as German, some in Chinese, but and hopefully we can dovetail on some of that success with iTalk and take that to some of the Arabian markets as well.
So looking at the mobile versus tablet, where do you see the biggest growth, and also what sort of opportunities do you see in those spaces?
Yeah. I mean, they're both new markets. Tablets even newer, and that's where most of the growth is. But the majority of devices are definitely still in the phone arena, specifically iPhone and iPad, which a lot of people forget about. And we try and focus on making apps that work across all the devices. We have some that leverage the larger iPad and some of the capabilities there, but we'd like to give the customers one app that they can take across all their devices, and that's still where we're doing the majority of our traffic is on the iPhone.
And then in terms of opportunities, what do you see, pretty much just a general growth opportunity?
Yeah, in the tablet market, I think there's a huge opportunity with the Amazon Kindle Fire. I think that it'll be a big success in the U.S., and I think they'll take that internationally, and that'll be a place to monetize apps for Android developers. That's an exciting space.
Sure. So, looking at all the apps that you've published so far, which one is the most, satisfying and also successful in your views?
Yeah. Well, I'm most proud of the first digital movie storybook we did with How to Train Your Dragon and DreamWorks. It's also been our biggest revenue generator and has the most number of downloads. It's been out since last year, but just a great story, and I think that's the common thread with apps. No matter how interactive they are, you still have to be telling a great story, and that does such a great job of it.
Sure. And lastly, this is kind of an odd question. What's with the mustache? Last time I saw there was no mustache.
Yeah. So in honor of cancers that affect men, there's something that's created called November, and men grow out their mustache in the month of November to raise awareness of prostate cancer and others, so people know about it, talk about it, and be aware of it, tested for it.
It's unfortunate. This is like you said. It's my uncle passed away with prostate cancer, so case in point. Maybe I should also grow my own.
Yeah,
but that's a great cause.
Yeah, it's a fun way to bring attention to a very serious issue.
Absolutely. Well, Woody, I know you have to have a flight to catch, so I want to thank you for taking the time to sit down with us today, and we look forward to speaking with you again.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.